From Iraq to San Diego, you're listening to the Yellow Ribbon Team. If you're serving on a ship or a base anywhere in the world, thank you for your service to the country. And if you're listening to us throughout Southern California, thank you for joining us today on San Diego 1700, the talk of San Diego. We're at the Auto Club Speedway of California as NASCAR comes to California for races all weekend long. The Navy race team is in action this weekend at the Nationwide Series. And, of course, we've got the Sprint Cup Series as well. In the pits right now is Doug Cummings. I think he's got Jeff Gordon. Doug, go ahead and take it away.
Here I'm in the pits at the Auto Club Speedway. I'm standing here with Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon, thank you for meeting with me today. Got a couple of questions for you. I just want to ask you, you raced here in February. It's a hot day today. Tell us about the setup and how different it is for you to race in an afternoon race that goes into an evening versus last February here when you were here.
The track temperature is what makes all the difference for us. So when the sun goes down, obviously the track temperature cools down and the grip level gets better, and usually the handling's a little bit better. We found that out last time we were here. You know, when it rained, we were running the night race. We were awesome. The car was spectacular, and then when we had to come back because of the rain the next day, we were a third, fourth place car, you know, and couldn't do anything with those guys. So track temperature makes a big difference.
Hey, Jeff, we're bringing 1,000 troops out here from the military. Are there any words that you have to say to our troops fighting for our country overseas?
That's fantastic. I mean, we just, so thankful for what the men and women in the armed forces do for us. And, we take a lot of things for granted when you're out here racing every weekend. And when you get to see those men and women in person, it just, really makes us all realize how important they are to us and allowing us to have the freedoms that we all have, not just us here at the racetrack.
Thanks, Jeff, for your time. Good luck in the race this afternoon. And before I get back up to you, Kevin, in the booth, I've got Dale Earnhardt Jr. here, owner of the Navy race team. Dale, I wanted to spend a few minutes with you. And do you have any words for our troops overseas?
Glad they're going to be here to see the race. It'll be an exciting race. Probably a fun race to watch. It's a good place to see a race. Obviously, we have a great relationship with the Navy, and we appreciate it.
Doug Cummings, Yellow Ribbon Team. I'm standing with Carl Edwards here. Carl Edwards, thank you for meeting with me today. Hey, Carl, last time you were here at the Raceway, you took a first place. Congratulations for that. But I want to talk to you a little bit. We've got an afternoon race here today, and it gets a little hot. Tell me a little bit about your setup and what's different about racing in the morning and working out and racing in the afternoon.
The race will be a little bit different, but really this race changes a lot over the period of the race. That's the biggest thing about this track is that, when we start the race, this track will be totally different than, the last 40 laps, because when the sun goes down, it cools off, the grip level goes through the roof, and your setup kind of changes and everything, so it makes it a real technical race. The crew chief is huge in this race to make the right adjustments because that track changes all the time.
Now, Carl, we've got 1,000 sailors out here this week. Do you have anything you'd like to say to the sailors serving overseas for us over this Labor Day weekend?
I'd just like to tell all the sailors thank you. I got a chance to visit the USS Enterprise, and what they do for us is a huge sacrifice. And it's very cool, and I hope to get out there again on one of the ships. That was a blast.
And I've got one final question for you. How do you make that duck do the backflip? Everybody really wants to know that.
I joke around, the duck had more people at the commercial shoot than I did. He had like his handler and the person that cleaned up the duck mess, and it's funny.
This is Doug Cummings, Yellow Ribbon Team. We're broadcasting live from the Nationwide 300 tonight. I've got Josh, one of the mechanics for Jimmy Johnson tonight in the Nationwide Series. Tell me a little bit about what the Nationwide Series is and how different it is than the Cup cars that Jimmy's running tomorrow night.
Nationwide cars are a lot different now than the Cup cars. They got the COT, which the Cup drivers say it's a lot easier driving a Busch car, a lot more fun. Jimmy was saying he was letting off a lot later into the corner in this car. A lot more aero advantage with this car.
And what do you mean by aero? Just that it slips through the air quicker than the car of the future?
Yeah, it's like a pencil going through the air instead of a block.
I'll be darned. And what about motors? Do you run different chips or different RPMs?
Yeah, these motors have less horsepower. They actually run a whole different package. They have us running a spacer that slows them down almost like a restrictor plate.
Okay, and that spacer then slows them down about how fast?
Well, they've taken about 20 horsepower off of what they used to be, so they weren't faster than the Cup cars.
I'll be darned. That's great. Hey, you know, we're broadcasting live to the troops overseas. What do you have to say to our troops serving for our freedom right now?
I want to say thank you and appreciate everything. I want them to be safe, and you know, hopefully all of them come home safe, and I really appreciate what they're doing.
Josh, awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time today. Good luck tonight. We hope to see Jimmy in the winner's circle once again.
So do I. Thank you.
All right, take care.
Hey, this is Jimmy Johnson, driving the number 48 Los Monte Carlo. I just want to say that I can't wait to meet all the troops that are going to come up and attend the California Speedway race. Look forward to seeing you there. You're listening to the Yellow Ribbon Team. I just can't thank the men and women of the armed services enough for their support. I have the pleasure of meeting many troops from all the different, from all over the world, from every situation. I've had flags that have been flown over Baghdad. I mean, just amazing opportunities, and I can't thank them enough for supporting our country and doing what they do. If they weren't fighting for our freedom, none of us would have the things that we enjoy in our lives. So I just want to thank them from the bottom of my heart.
All right, now I'm standing with Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin, good to see you here today. We're bringing over 1,000 troops here to us to the race this weekend. What do you have to say for the troops overseas this week?
Oh, I couldn't be prouder to have those guys as fans and NASCAR fans in general. You know, for the people that serve our country to be so interested in what we're doing, you know, maybe it gets their mind off of the job that they got to do for a little while, and you know, they take a joy in watching us do what we love. So. Yeah, all I can hope is that they get to see another great race.
All right, Kevin, I'm now standing with Greg Biffle in the pits. Greg, thank you for meeting with us today. You know, last time you were running this track, it was a cool morning. We had a little rain the night before. You had to come back in on a Monday and run around here. What's your setup for this race this time that we're now in, let's say, the hot 100-degree weather of summer?
Well, it's kind of ironic because last year, you can remember in the spring, it rained out. And the race started late, ended up being a night race. And we were about a full straightaway ahead when it started raining again. And had a really fast car. And then the next day in the sun on, I think it was Monday, we weren't that great. And, finished, I think, 12, 13, 14, somewhere in there. So night before looked like we had to take one. Next day we weren't that great, so hopefully that's something for us. That night race will be good.
All right, Greg, we're broadcasting live to our troops over in Iraq. What do you have to say for our troops serving our country?
Well, I mean, I drove the National Guard car for several years and really enjoyed my association with it, and cared deeply for all the men and women that serve our country, and certainly proud of what they're doing.
Hey, this is Dale Earnhardt Jr., and you're listening to the Yellow Ribbon Team.
Hi, this is Carl Edwards, and I'm proud to be part of the Yellow Ribbon Team.
Hi, this is Kevin Harvick, winner of the Daytona 500, and I'm proud to be part of the Yellow Ribbon Team.
Hey, this is Kyle Busch, and I'm proud to be a part of the Yellow Ribbon Team.
Hi, this is Gillian Zucker, president of the California Speedway, and you're listening to the Yellow Ribbon Team.
Hi, this is Shane Huffman, driver of the number 88 Navy Chevrolet, and I'm proud to be part of the Yellow Ribbon Team.
Hey, this is Jimmy Johnson, driving the number 48 Los Monte Carlo. I just want to say that I can't wait to meet all the troops that are going to come up and attend the California Speedway race. Look forward to seeing you there. You're listening to the Yellow Ribbon Team.